Don't drop that, Nora said, laughing as she walked backward into our new house. That box has the coffee. I set it down. It's the most important thing we own. She pointed at the empty living room. Look at this, Adam. A real home. No more renting. No more running. I tried to match her excitement. Yeah, a fresh start. The words tasted hopeful, but my gut stayed tight. The house smelled clean, yet something about the quiet felt too deep, like it was holding its breath. Nora opened another box. We should take a photo right here. First day. After we survived the unpacking, said. A sharp click of heels cut across the porch. Ms. Blake stepped in like a commercial. Perfect hair, perfect smile, perfect posture. There they are. She said, "My favorite buyers. How does it feel to own your dream?" Nora beamed. Amazing. Thank you for everything. Ms. Blake handed me a thick folder. It's final papers. Warranty info, emergency numbers. I included my card twice. Call me for anything. I flipped through. I have a question. Her smile stayed wide. Of course, the previous owner, I said. Mr. Farouk, why did he sell so fast? Ms. Blake's eyes blinked once. Then she laughed softly. Family reasons? Nothing scary? Nothing you need to worry about? What kind of family reasons? I asked. Nora touched my arm. Please. Ms. Blake tilted her head. People move for many reasons. Work, loss, new beginnings. This house is solid, trust me. Loss. The word hit me harder than it should have. I nodded anyway, right? She glanced around. Such a good choice. Quiet street, nice neighbors. From outside, a voice answered, "Nice doesn't mean safe." I turned. An older woman stood by the fence, watering can in hand. Her face looked calm, but her eyes looked like warnings. Ms. Blake's smile twitched. Mrs. Lynn, hello. Mrs. Lynn didn't look at her. She looked at me. You moved in quick. Did, Nora said, still polite. I'm Nora. This is Adam. Mrs. Lynn nodded once. Lock your doors? I tried to laugh. We will. Mrs. Lynn's gaze stayed steady. And don't trust keys that aren't yours. My laugh died. Does that mean? She pointed at the house without pointing. This place changes people. It makes them keep secrets. Makes them think they're alone when they're not. Nora's smile strained. Is this a joke? Mrs. Lynn shook her head. I'm not joking. If you get a call at night, answer. Ms. Blake stepped closer to me, voice bright. Some neighbors like to tell stories. Ignore it. Enjoy your first night. Mrs. Lynn's eyes narrowed. Stories don't leave bruises. Ms. Blake pretended she didn't hear that. She clapped. Her hands once. Anyway, congratulations again. I'll let you settle in. Thanks, Nora said. Ms. Blake left fast, like she was late to another lie. Nora exhaled. Okay, that lady is intense. She sounded serious. I said Nora bumped my shoulder. And you sounded like a detective with Ms. Blake. Just don't like vague answers. She softened. I know. But today's supposed to be happy. I stared at the empty walls. I'm trying. We worked until the sun dropped. Nora filled the kitchen with noise music. Humming, the clink of plates. I moved boxes and told myself the tight feeling would fade. Nora held up 2 mugs. Coffee break. I took one. To our new life. To our new life, she said, and kissed my cheek. See? No ghosts. I tried to smile. Give it time. She rolled her eyes. I'm making noodles. Don't pick fights with the ceiling. I watched her go, then glanced up anyway. The smoke detector blinked red. Normal. Boring. Safe. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. My thumb hovered. Mrs. Lynn's words slid back into my head. If you get a call at night, answer it. I answered. Hello? A man's voice came through, thin and shaking. Is this Adam? The Pimo owner? Yes, I said. Who is this? My name is Farouk, he whispered. I used to live. In that house, my stomach tightened harder. Mr. Farouk. Yes. Listen, please don't hang up. I forgot to disconnect the camera. I froze. What camera? The living room, he said fast. I installed it. I know it was wrong. I did it after my wife died. I couldn't stop checking the house. Like if I watched it, I could undo what happened. Nora called from the kitchen. Adam, you want chili? I covered the phone. Yeah. And I lowered my voice. Why are you calling me now? Because it's still on, he said, and I saw movement. Someone else is there. There's no one, I said, scanning the hallway. It's just me and my fiancé. You have to look, he insisted. I can send you a link, please. Look. Right now, my skin prickled. Send it. A message appeared a second later. Link. No explanation. Just a door opening into fear. I tapped it. A grainy camera view opened. It looked down from high in the living room, like a quiet judge. I saw myself near the counter. I saw Nora in the kitchen swaying as she stirred a pot. Then I saw a blur near the hallway. It moved behind Nora. My chest squeezed. Nora, I said, too loud. Come here. She stepped out holding a spoon. What? I'm cooking. Stand still, I told. She frowned. Adam, what is going on? Stared at the screen. The blur slid past her shoulder like it was a person trying not to be seen. I ran to the hallway and flipped the light on. Empty. I checked the front door. Locked back door. Locked windows. Shut. Nora followed, annoyed and scared at the same time. Are you serious? Did you hear something? Saw something, I said, and shoved the phone toward her. Look. Her eyes narrowed. Is that us? Yes. And that shadow. It's not a shadow, I said. It moved. Lips parted. Her voice came out smaller. Okay, so he's watching us. I don't think he meant to, I said, but my anger still rose. I think someone else is using it. I climbed onto a chair under the smoke detector. Hold the flashlight. Nora's hand shook as she lifted the phone light. Hate. This? I leaned in close. At first I saw nothing. Then, near the edge of the plastic, a tiny black dot stared back at me. There, I whispered. Nora sucked in a breath. Oh my God. I pried the cover loose. The camera slid out, warm-like. It had been alive. A tiny wire ran into the ceiling. I held it up. This was above our heads. Nora's eyes watered. How long has it been there? My phone buzzed again. Mr. Farouk calling, I answered, voice hard. You put this in my house? I know, he said, shame thick in his tone. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Who else has access? I asked. No one, he said quickly. I left the keys with the agent, that's it. With Ms. Blake, I said. A pause. Yes, Nora grabbed my arm. Adam, call the police. I wanted to, but my mind kept racing. What if the police? Take a report and nothing changes? What if someone is already inside? Nora looked at me like she didn't recognize me. Inside where we checked? I stared at the camera again. Inside our life. Mr. Farouk's voice dropped. Adam. I saw more than one movement before. Sometimes the camera caught things I couldn't explain, Nora snapped. Stop. Don't do that. I kept my voice steady. Tell me about your wife. Silence. Then he whispered, she died in the basement. They called it an accident. Do-z-z-z-z-z-z-z. Nora's face went pale. Adam, don't? I asked anyway. Did you believe them? I tried, he said, but the house kept showing me things. Sounds at night. Doors that weren't open. And then I started feeling watched too. My throat tightened. So you sold, he said, and I ran, and I still can't breathe right. I ended the call without saying goodbye. My hands were shaking too much. Nora's voice trembled. We changed the locks tomorrow. Tonight, I said. You can't change locks tonight, she snapped, then softened. Adam, please. You're scaring me. I'm scared too, I admitted. I just don't want to be stupid. Nora swallowed. Okay, what do you want to do? I looked at the camera feed again, scrubbing backward. I want to know who has a key. Nora frowned. No one has a key except us. I hope you're right, I said. I rewound to earlier, before sunset. The living room appeared empty. Then the front door opened. A man stepped in. Samir, my brother. He walked like he belonged here. He reached into his pocket, pulled out a key, and unlocked our door like it was normal. My lungs froze. No, Nora's hand flew to her mouth. Adam, why is Samir here? I stared at the screen. Samir glanced up toward the ceiling, right toward the camera, and smirked. Nora whispered, How does he have a key? I don't know, I said, voice breaking. I didn't give him one. Nora backed away from me, eyes wide. I didn't either. My phone buzzed again. A text from Samir. Congrats on the new place. Proud of you. I stared at it until my vision blurred. My brother had been in my home before our first night even ended. Nora's voice shook. Maybe he copied your key. Maybe he or someone gave it to him, I said. Nora stiffened. You accusing me? I hated how fast the thought came. I hated that the house made my mind go there. I'm accusing the situation, I said, but my voice didn't sound convincing even to me. Nora's eyes filled. Adam, I love you. I wouldn't do this to you. I wanted to grab that sentence and hold on, but the video was still open. The camera was still watching. The house was still too quiet. My phone rang. Unknown number again, I answered, throat tight. Hello? Mr. Farouk whispered Adam. I just saw him again. Samir, I asked. Yes, he said. And he's not alone. My heart hammered. Where is he? Farouk's voice turned desperate. He's already inside. I looked. At Nora, my world ended right there. Samir walked into my kitchen like he owned the place. He didn't knock. He just turned the handle and stepped in with a paper bag in one hand and a grin in the other. Morning, little brother. I stared at the key in his fingers. You have that? He lifted the bag. Because I brought breakfast. Don't start a war before coffee. Nora rushed over, hair messy, face bright. Samir, you're here early. He kissed her cheek. Had to see the new palace. My throat tightened. Answer me. Samir sighed like I was the problem. I made a copy back when you lived at the old apartment. You asked me to check on your place once, remember? Never gave you a key, I said. He shrugged. Then you forgot. You forget things when you panic. Nora pushed a mug toward me. Adam, please. Not today. Not today, I repeated. This is today. He just walked into our house. Samir leaned on the counter. You're acting like I'm a thief. You were here yesterday, I said, before we even finished moving. Nora's eyes flashed. Adam. I kept my voice low. I saw it. Samir's smile paused for half a beat. Saw what? The camera feed, I said. I watched you come in. Nora snapped. Can we not talk about the camera? Samir laughed. Oh, that. Old thing? The previous owner was a creep? Plug it and move on. I watched them both. Their calm felt rehearsed. You two are way too relaxed. Nora's jaw set, because I refused to live in fear. Samir reached into a box by the door and pulled out a sleek black package. Speaking of fear, I brought a solution. I didn't touch it. That a security kit? He said proudly. Door sensors, cameras, motion alerts, real protection. Nora actually smiled. That's thoughtful. My stomach turned. More cameras? Samir chuckled. No, not hidden ones. One's you. Control. Unless you don't want control. I stared at the box, then at him. Where did you buy it? Friend's shop, he said too fast. What friend? I asked. Nora's voice sharpened. Adam, stop interrogating him. Samir tilted his head. Yeah, man. It's a gift. Say thanks. I forced my face smooth. Thanks. His grin widened. See? We're good. Nora sipped her coffee. We'll install it later. Samir looked at me. You look tired? Go rest. I can help. Nora, unpack. No, I said. He laughed. Why not? You think I'll steal your couch? I think you'll listen, I said. Nora frowned. Adam, please. I can't do this all day. I pulled my phone out and set it on the counter, screen down, recorder running. Then don't. Just tell the truth. Salmir's eyes tracked the phone. You recording? I lied without blinking. Checking a voicemail, Nora leaned closer to me. You're spiraling again. Stop calling it spiraling, I said. It's survival. Samir clapped once. Okay, new rule. No drama. I'll leave if it makes you happy. It would, I said. Nora grabbed my wrist. Adam, Samir's smile turned thin. Wow, so this is who you are now. This is who you made me, I said. He stepped toward the door, then pointed at the security kit. Keep it. You'll need it. Nora followed him with her eyes. Samir, wait. He cut her off gently. Call me if you need me. Then he looked at me again, voice soft but sharp. Try not to believe every creepy phone call you get. People mess with you when they see you're easy. The door shut. Nora turned on me. Why'd you kick him out? 'Cause he has a key, I said. Because he lied. 'Cause you're acting like that's normal. Her arms crossed. I'm acting like I want peace. Peace built on secrets is fake, I said. She rolled her eyes. You're obsessed. I held her gaze. Did you give him a key? No, she said instantly. Did you meet him yesterday before I got here? I asked. No, she snapped. Then why did the footage show you with Ms. Blake earlier, saying he'll love it? I asked. Nora went still. You watched me. I watched my house, I said. I watched you in it. Her voice rose. That's disgusting. I laughed once. Harsh. The camera is disgusting. But you're mad at me, not at the camera. She pointed at my chest. Because you're treating me like a criminal. I'm treating everyone like a risk. I said, because someone tried to watch us. Nora's eyes shined. You don't trust me, I swallowed. Right now, I don't even trust the walls. A knock hit the door. 3 quick taps. Nora flinched. Who is that? I opened it just enough to see a man with tired eyes and shaking hands. Adam, it's Farouk. Nora's face tightened. No, no way. Farouk lifted both palms. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to warn you. I stepped outside and shut the door behind me. Talk. His voice cracked. My wife died in that house. I felt the word die hit my ribs. You told me. She was afraid before it happened, he said. Kept saying someone knew things about us. Things nobody should know, I asked. Who? Farouk swallowed. Victor Hale. The name made my skin go cold. Who is he? Farouk looked past me toward the windows. A man who buys silence. Ms. Blake works for him. My jaw clenched. Prove it. Farouk pulled Ms. Blake's card from his pocket. On the back, a second number was written in neat pen. She wrote this once and said, if you want problems to disappear, call Victor. I stared at it. You called? He nodded. A woman answered. She said Mr. Hale doesn't speak to people who fail. Then my phone went dead for 2 days, no service. Nothing. I stared at him. How do you know Samir's involved? Farouk's mouth trembled, because I saw him on the feed. He looked up at the camera like he knew it was there. And because the agent kept talking about a partner who would handle details, I asked, why didn't you go to the police? Farouk's laugh was empty. I tried. They said I was grieving. They said I was imagining patterns. Hands curled into fists. Now you're telling me I'm the next target? He nodded, eyes wet. Don't eat or drink anything you didn't make. Don't stay alone. Don't trust gifts that watch you. I heard the door behind me. Creak Nora had cracked it open. Adam, is he telling you more lies? Farouk looked like he wanted to disappear. I deserve your anger, but please, listen to the warning. Nora opened the door wider. Get off our porch. Farouk flinched. I'm trying to save you. Nora's voice sharpened. You've spied on us. You don't get to play hero. Farouk looked at me one last time. I'm sorry. I truly am. He walked away fast. Nora slammed the door and turned to me. So, now you trust him? I trust fear when it matches evidence, I said. She scoffed. Evidence? You mean grainy video and a stranger's story? I lifted my phone. Recordings, messages, patterns. Her eyes widened. You're recording me? I'm recording the truth, I said. Because my feelings won't protect me. Nora's voice shook. I can't live like this. I stepped closer. Then, help me fix it. Tell me everything. Right now. Her mouth opened, then closed. Silence stretched. I asked, Are you hiding something? She whispered, I'm tired. That's not an answer, I said. Nora's face tightened like she was holding back words that could ruin us. I'm going to take a shower. Her walk away and felt like I was watching someone leave a sinking ship while pretending that water wasn't rising. I checked my phone recording. It was still running. I set it near the basement door and walked away, slow and quiet. Minutes later, I heard footsteps on the stairs. Not Nora's. Heavier. Samir's voice slid through the floor. You're acting soft, Nora answered, low and shaky. I'm scared. Samir laughed under his breath. Scared doesn't matter. Results matter. My heart banged against my ribs. I stayed still, holding my breath. Nora whispered, He's not stupid, he's watching. Samir snapped, Then make him stop watching. Nora said, I can't. Samir's voice turned cold. You can. One dose, and he won't wake up. My vision narrowed. The house tilted. I pressed my palm to the wall to keep from falling. Nora whispered, Don't say it like that. Samir replied, Say it like what? Like love.
I backed away from the
basement door like it could bite me. I grabbed my keys, wallet, and jacket with hands that wouldn't stop shaking. Nora appeared at the end of the hallway, hair damp, eyes searching my face. Where are you going? I kept my voice flat. A drive. Now, she asked. Yes. She stepped closer. Let me come. No, her voice cracked. Adam, please. I looked at her and felt something inside me tear cleanly in half. I heard you. Her face went blank. He's lying to you. I recorded it, I said. Nora's lips trembled. You don't understand. Then explain, I said. She opened her mouth. And no sound came. I walked past her and out the door. In my car, I locked the doors and whispered, Just get distance. I started the engine and rolled down the street. Peaceful at the first stop sign, I pressed the brake. Nothing. My foot went to the floor. The car kept moving. A sharp laugh burst out of me, half panic, half disbelief. They did it. I pumped the brake. Nothing. I yanked the emergency brake. The car jerked, screamed, and still rolled forward. I swerved toward the curb, grinding. Metal sparks flashed. My hands fought the wheel like it was a living thing trying to kill me. The car finally thudded into a shallow ditch and stopped. My phone lit up. Nora calling. I didn't answer. It rang again. I answered, voice raw. What? Sob hit my ear. Adam, please come back. We need to talk. I stared at the road like it was the last normal thing left. Talk about the dose? Silence. Then she whispered, I'm sorry. My throat tightened until it hurt. Sorry for what? She cried harder. Please, just come home. I swallowed and tasted metal. I'm not coming home. I sat at the edge of the ditch until my shaking slowed enough to stand. My lungs still tasted like fear. When my phone buzzed again, I stared at Nora's name and said, No more. I called Hattie. He answered on the first ring. Adam, where are you? My brakes failed, I said. I'm alive. Are you hurt? Bruised, I swallowed. I heard them. Samir said 1 dose and he won't wake up. Nora didn't stop him. Hattie's voice went hard. Meet me at Dr. Santa's clinic now. The clinic lights were harsh. Dr. Santa wrapped my palm and asked, Accident? Someone tried, I said. Her eyes narrowed. Dizzy, nausea, heavy. Yes, I said. Last night, I felt drugged. She nodded. Could be a sedative. If you suspect sabotage, involve police. Back up whatever you have. I left with bandaged skin and a colder mind. Hattie drove us back toward the house. Nora texted, Please, come home. I'm alone, I whispered. Liar. Hattie glanced at me. Plan. I go and calm, I said. I talk. Record. I don't let them spin me. We parked a block away. The street looked peaceful, which made me angry. Hattie grabbed my shoulder. Sure? No, I said. But I'm done being gentle. I unlocked the door. Nora stood in the living room, eyes red, hands twisting. Adam? I stepped back. Don't touch me. Her voice broke. Thank God, I thought you thought it worked, I said. My brakes were cut. Her face drained. What? Cut? I repeated. Now talk. She noticed Hattie and stiffened. Why is he here? Because I need a witness, I said. And because I'm not trusting you alone with my life. Nora flinched. Adam, I love you. Then tell me the truth, I said. Victor Hale. Her eyes darted up, then away. Why are you saying that name? Answer, I said. Her shoulders sagged. He's the reason I can't breathe. Said, so he's real? Nora snapped, stay out of this. I kept my voice flat. Start from the beginning. She shook her head. If I say it, it becomes real. It's real, I said. I almost died. Tears spilled. Okay. Victor has videos of me. Videos of what? I asked. She swallowed, shame flooding her face. Of things I did when I was desperate. He says he'll ruin my family. My chest tightened. So you helped him. I thought I could fix it, she cried. If I helped Samir with the house. Victor would let go. The house, I repeated. To get me to sign papers? Nora nodded. He wants the property. He wants you quiet. T's voice turned hard. And Samir? Nora winced. Samir owes him money. And the dose? I asked. She shook her head fast. I told him no. But you didn't warn me, I said. I was scared you'd leave, she whispered. I laughed once, bitter. So you let them plan to kill me? A knock hit the door. 3 soft taps. Hattie moved closer. Who's that? Nora whispered. Not me. I opened the door a crack. Farouk stood there, eyes wide. Adam. Thank God. Nora hissed. Why? Is he here? Farouk looked past me at her. She knows. I stepped onto the porch. Why did you come back? He held up a rolled blueprint. Because you're running out of time. There's a safe you haven't found. Proof, Hattie asked. Where? Basement, Farouk said. Left wall, behind the shelves. I stared at him. Why should I trust you? Farouk flinched. Because my wife's name deserves the truth. I let him in. One lie, and you're gone. We went down to the basement. Hattie kept his phone up. Recording.FAROOQ tapped the wall until his knuckle hit hollow. There, Hattie and I shoved the shelves aside. Dust fell. Small metal door sat behind a loose panel with a dial. Hattie asked, Code? My wife's birthday, Farouk whispered. He turned the dial. The lock clicked. I opened it. Inside was an envelope and a flash drive taped to the back. I pulled the envelope out. My name was written on it. My hands went numb. That's impossible, Nora whispered behind us. Adam. I tore it open. A letter slid out. Old paper. Familiar. Handwriting. I knew it before I read it. Dad? Hattie's eyes widened. Your father? He's dead, I whispered and started reading. Adam, if you're reading this, I failed to keep you away from this house. Farouk covered his mouth. I read on. Gitohala uses hidden cameras to trap people. Trust no one in that house. Not the agent, not even family. My throat burned. He knew. I flipped the page. I left evidence in the basement. Give it to Kareem and the police. He listens to proof. I stared at Hattie. Inspector Kareem. Hattie nodded. We go now, Nora whispered. I didn't know about this. I looked at her, pain hot and sharp. But you still chose silence. We didn't stay. Hattie drove me straight to the station with the letter and the flash drive in my pocket like they could explode. At the desk I said, I need Inspector Kareem? A man with tired eyes appeared and asked, Why do you need me? I held up the envelope. My father wrote your name. He's dead. He warned me about Victor Hale. Kareem's face didn't change. We pulled right a lot of names, he said. My brakes were cut. There are hidden cameras. I have audio of a plan to drug me. He leaned closer. Do you have the person on video? Not yet, I admitted. Kareem nodded once. Then you have fear and a story. I don't arrest ghosts. Hattie snapped. He has a flash drive of evidence. Kareem replied. Bring me something that holds up in court. Faces, dates, confessions. Not a broken heart. Outside his office. I swallowed my pride. So you won't help? I asked. Kareem replied, I will, when you give me something I can hold. His words cut, but they were true. Kareem's words followed me into the parking lot. I snapped, he wants faces. Fine. I'll get faces. Hattie grabbed my elbow. Not with your fists. My phone, I said. With his own mouth, Farouk hovered near us, eyes haunted. Victor will come, if he thinks you'll sign. Nora's voice cracked. Adam, don't. I turned. On her, you helped open this door. Now you help close it. She nodded fast. I will. In the car, Hattie opened his laptop. Give me everything. I handed over my phone. Copy it twice. He typed fast. Cloud and drive. If they smash the phone, it still lives. Duh. Whispered Victor hates loose ends. If he hears police, he'll erase evidence. Nora stared at her hands. He showed me videos and said he'd ruin my family. I thought I could bargain. Leaned close. If Victor shows up, you tell the truth. Out loud, on camera. She nodded, shaking. Okay. Haiti shut the laptop. Backup's done. Now we need Victor, threatening you, clearly. Then we bait him, I said. We drove back and walked in together. I kept my phone recording in my pocket. Hadi muttered. If anything smells weird, we run. Farouk added. If you hear a hiss, it's gas. My phone buzzed. Unknown number, I answered, voice steady. Victor, a soft laugh. Adam, you're learning. Haiti's eyes widened. Nora's hand flew to her mouth. Victor said, bring me the drive. Sign the papers, or I erase you. I said no. Victor sighed. Then watch your basement. Sharp, sour smell hit my nose. Gas, Hetty hissed. Adam, smell that. Farouk shouted, basement. Now. I ran and yanked the basement door. Open. A thin line of flame crawled along the floor. Hattie grabbed my arm. Back up now. No, I said. Tss. If it spreads, we're trapped. Farouk shoved an extinguisher into my hands. I kept one here. Always. Nora hovered on the stairs, shaking. Adam, please. Call 911, I snapped. And don't hang up. I sprayed foam at the flame. It hissed, shrank, then flared. Again, Farouk coughed. Gas. He opened the line. Hadi shouted, we can't fight gas. Shut off, I said, and Farouk pointed behind the water heater. Hadi and I twisted the valve together until the smell eased, but the fire still crawled. From upstairs, Nora screamed, someone's in the house. Footsteps came down the hall, slow and sure. A calm voice called, Adam, let's talk. Victor. I climbed the stairs, heart slamming. Victor stood in my living room like a guest, suit perfect, eyes amused. Samir hovered behind him, pale and tense. Victor smiled. I prefer face-to-face. Nora backed toward the kitchen, phone up. Police are coming. Victor glanced at her. Could I like witnesses? I pointed at Samir. You tried to kill me, Samir snapped. Stop saying that. My brakes were cut, I said. Victor chuckled. Family's so emotional, buddy. Stepped beside me. We're recording. Victor's eyes flicked to my phone. Your father recorded too. My jaw clenched. Don't say his name. Victor spread his hands. Business then. Sign the property to my company tonight. Nora keeps her secret. Samir's debt disappears. You walk away breathing. I lifted the flash drive. We have proof. We're going to the police. Victor's smile thinned. Give it to me. No, I said. Samir's voice cracked. Adam, please. Just sign and end it. I stared at him. You said I wouldn't wake up. He flinched. I didn't want it, but you let it happen, I said. Victor sighed, bored. Last offer. I met his eyes. No. Victor clicked something small in his pocket. A low whoosh rolled up from the basement, and heat punched the floorboards. Nora screamed. Smoke thick and fast. Far, shouted from the stairwell. Out. Now. Victor stepped back. Toward the door, calm as ever. You should have taken the deal. Now the house burns, and you lose everything. Samir lunged. Victor! Stop. Victor didn't look at him. Too late. I grabbed Nora's wrist. Move. I can't, she choked. Yes, you can, I said, dragging her toward the door. Hattie shoved Farouk ahead of him. We stumbled onto the porch as flames chased us. Sirens wailed in the distance. On the sidewalk, Victor watched like he'd won. He mouthed, Sin. I raised my voice, shaking with rage. I'd rather die than belong to you. Victor smiled and walked away, leaving me in smoke, betrayal, and a war I didn't ask for. Smoke scraped my throat as I dragged Farouk down the porch steps. He wheezed, but he still tried to talk, like words were the only thing keeping him alive. Adam, he rasped, don't go back in. I'm not, I said, staring at the doorway anyway. Nora coughed beside me. To call the fire department? Hattie already did, I told her. Sit, breathe. But he dropped to a knee next to Farouk. Stay with me, sir. In through the nose. Farouk grabbed my wrist.
Listen.
Victor comes back to finish. My stomach twisted. He left. He always returns, Farouk said. His fingers shook as he twisted the plain silver ring on his hand. My wife hid proof. In this. I blinked. He yanked the ring off and pressed it into my palm. Open it. This isn't the time, I snapped. It's the only time, he whispered. He'll erase you. Nora stared at the ring. Adam, what is that? Farouk coughed. Memory card inside. She made it look normal. My hands shook as I twisted the ring. A tiny seam popped. A microcard slid out onto my skin. Hattie stared. That's real. Farouk's eyes glazed. Names, dates, payments. His voice. Blackmail, arson, deaths that were accidents. Sirens wailed closer. A fire truck turned onto the street. Lights cutting through smoke. A firefighter shouted, Everyone back? Gas line. Shut off in the basement. Haiti yelled. We turned it. Kareem pushed through the crowd a moment later, face tight. Adam. I lifted the card. This is your proof, Kareem frowned. What is it? Farouk tried to sit up. From my wife, he wheezed. Victor Hale, Kareem crouched. Ambulance is here. Sir, breathe. Farouk clutched Kareem's sleeve. Take it. End him. The medics lifted Farouk onto a stretcher. Before they rolled him away, he caught my hand again. Promise me, he whispered. Don't become him. I swallowed hard. I won't. Kareem stood. If that card holds what you claim, we move tonight. We do it right. Want him on record. I said a confession he can't pay away. Kareem's eyes narrowed. You're thinking bait. I'm thinking truth, I said. He loves cameras. So we turn his obsession into a trap. Slim young guy in a hoodie stepped beside Kareem holding a laptop bag. Kareem said Zane, cyber unit. Zane nodded. You've got a camera. Network in that house? Hidden ones, I said. Plus a security gift my brother brought. Zane's mouth twitched. Perfect. We can hijack the feeds and stream them. Nora hugged her own arms, shaking. Stream to who? Zane said. To everyone. Once it's out, it's hard to erase. Kareem pointed at Nora. You testify tonight. Full truth. No missing parts. Nora's voice broke. I will. I looked at her. Why didn't you warn me? She cried. Because Victor showed me videos and said he'd destroy my parents. I thought if I helped Samir with the sale, it would end. It helped them plan A. Dose, I said. She flinched. I told Samir no. But you stayed, I said. That was yes. Hadi stepped between us. Later, we win first. Kareem spoke into his radio. Units, locate Victor Hale. Locate Samir Khan. Bring in Realtor Blake. Nora whispered, Ms. Blake too. Kareem replied, if she's tied in, she falls. Zane held out his hand. I placed the micro card in his palm. If it disappears, I'm done trusting anyone. Zane slid it into a reader. I'm cloning it now. 3 copies, cloud and drive. What? Ha! He clicked through folders fast, then froze. Oh, what? I asked. Zane turned the screen. Videos, audio, bank transfers, people crying. People signing papers while a calm male voice threatened them. My stomach flipped. How many? Kareem's face hardened. Enough, Nora whispered. That's his voice. Zane clicked an audio clip. Victor's voice filled the speaker. If you talk, I send the video. If you resist, your life burns. My hands curled into fists. He said that to you? Nora nodded, sobbing, and to Samir, and to me. Kareem straightened. We can match voice print and metadata. Still want him speaking live? I nodded. Then I call him. I tell him I'll sign. No, I met his eyes. He already tried to erase me. I'm done running. Kareem said, you call on speaker, we record. We arrest. You do not act alone. Zane lifted his phone. I can route the house camera feed into a live stream, mirrored on multiple accounts. Kareem nodded. Do it. We moved back, toward the house in masks. Firefighters had killed most flames, but the place still looked like a wounded animal. Zane climbed a chair under the living room smoke detector and muttered, Yep, hidden module still alive. Hattie asked, Can it see the front door? Zane grinned. It sees what Victor wanted. Now, it'll see what we want. He plugged in a small device and typed fast. I'm in. Kareem, stream goes live in 60 seconds. Kareem's voice crackled. Through the earpiece. Copy unit set. Outside again, Nora sat on the curb, wrapped in a blanket. She looked at me like she wanted to touch me and knew she shouldn't. I'm sorry. She whispered. I said, Save it for the judge. Kareem nodded toward my phone. Call. I dialed the number Victor used. He answered on the second ring. Adam, still breathing. Impressive. I forced my voice calm. Sign a soft laugh. You'll sign what? The property transfer, I said. Bring the drive. You leave Nora alone. You clear Samir. Victor's voice warmed. It's smart choice, I asked. Where? At the house, he said. Living room? 10 minutes. I pushed. And after I sign, you delete the videos. Victor chuckled. I don't delete leverage. I store it. But I won't release it if everyone behaves. Nora made a broken sound. Zane mouthed, Perfect. I asked, My brakes. That was you? Victor sighed. I plan outcomes. Accidents are just tools. Kareem's eyes flashed. I said, so you admit. You planned it. Victor replied, I admit I win. I swallowed bile. Come collect your win. Victor's voice turned colder. Don't play hero. The cameras are mine. I looked at Zane. Not anymore. I ended the call. Kareem barked into his radio. Positions. Wait for my signal. Minutes crawled. Headlights washed the street. A black car stopped. Victor stepped out. Suit perfect, like smoke couldn't touch him. Samir followed, pale and twitchy. Samir spotted me and hissed, Adam, what are you doing? I stepped forward. Standing up, he grabbed my sleeve. Please, don't do this. You don't understand. I pulled free. I understand you cut my brakes. Samir shook, his head fast. I didn't. Victor's guy did. Victor said if I didn't help, he'd ruin me. You still helped, I said. Victor walked toward the porch. Adam, hand me the drive. I raised my voice so the hidden mic would catch every word. You said you'll keep the videos and control us. Victor smiled. Yes, that's the arrangement. You blackmail people, I said. You burn houses. Farouk's wife. Victor's eyes narrowed. She should have stayed quiet. Nora stood. up shaking and shouted, "He threatened my parents." "He made me." Victor turned, smile gone. "Nora, hush." She sobbed, but kept going. "I helped him. I'm done." Samir snapped. "Shut up." I stepped between them. "No. You shut up." Victor said softly, "Adam, last chance. Give me what I want, or you lose everyone." I stared at him. I already lost them. Kareem stepped out. "Victor Hale, you're under arrest." Victor laughed. "On what charge?" Kareem held up Zane's phone, showing the live stream counterclaiming. "Blackmail, attempted murder, arson. And you just confessed." Victor's face twitched. "You streamed me?" Zane lifted his phone. "Smile. The internet remembers." Victor lunged, but officers slammed him to the ground and cuffed him. He snarled. "You can't prove anything," Kareem said. "We already cloned your files." Victor spat. "Blake will cover." Kareem cut him off. "Blake is being picked up." Nora whispered, "Ms. Blake is done?" Kareem nodded. "Done." Samir backed away, shaking. "Victor, you promised you'd protect me." Victor snapped. "You're useless." Samir turned on me, eyes wet with rage. "You ruined my life." I met his stare. "You ruined it when you chose him." Officers grabbed Samir, shouted, "Adam, please." I didn't beg back. "Tell Kareem everything, or rot." Samir's shoulders collapsed. "I'll talk," he whispered, like the words tasted like poison. Nora stepped toward me, tears streaking her face. "Adam, can you forgive me?" I felt the old love try to rise, then die again. "No." She flinched. I kept my voice steady. "But testify. Live honest. That's the only mercy I have." She nodded, sobbing. "I will." Victor was pushed into a cruiser. He leaned close as the door opened and hissed, "You think you won? You'll break later?" I stared at him. I already broke. Now I'm built from what's left. The door slammed. The car pulled away. Hattie exhaled. "It's over." I looked. At the burned house, hoses, wet ash. "It's not over," I said. "But it's mine again." Zane packed his bag. "Stream is archived. Multiple mirrors. He can't erase it." Kareem nodded at me. "It's reckless but effective." Nora wiped her cheeks with the edge of the blanket. "Where do I go tonight?" Kareem said. "With us. Statement first. Protection after." She looked at me. "And you?" "I don't know yet," I admitted. "I thought a house meant safety. Now it's just burnt wood." Hattie nudged me. "You've got me. You've got time." Kareem's radio buzzed. He listened, then looked at me. "Farouk is stable." He asked if you got the ring. Relief hit me so hard my knees almost gave. "Tell him yes. Tell him." "Thank you." Kareem nodded. "He'll hear it." Nora's voice dropped to a whisper. "I can't undo what I did." "No," I said, "but you can stop doing it." She nodded like that was the only rope left. Kareem waved 2 officers over. "Take Nora. Take Adam's statement next." As they moved, Nora turned one last time. "Adam, I did love you." I swallowed. "Love doesn't poison. Go." She opened her mouth, then closed it. The silence felt cleaner than any apology. I watched her walk away and felt my chest finally choose air over hope.